Hi all, welcome back to more Fields of Fire. And this is going to be mission 2, Cerisy Offensive. So mission 2 of the Normandy campaign, Cerisy Offensive. This will be my part 1 video playthrough. Hopefully there won't be a take 2 to this one. Yeah, fingers crossed I've got things worked out now. Yeah, no guarantees, there's not going to be no mistakes, but we'll hopefully keep them to the minimum. Although as you can see, the map's a bit more to do now. Same amount of turns. We've got 5 rows though to clear, where we only had 3 before, so a lot more going to happen. Pretty much the same company coming along. We do have a couple more attachments. We've got a mortar forward observer, so we can call for off map mortar fire, and we've got battalion fire missions available. But apart from that, everything else is intact. Now, just before I start, I think I was getting things slightly wrong. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, just with dealing with putting the company to get back together and adding experience, and just between the mission sequence. So I asked my question. I thought I'd asked it quite well, but the replies I got a couple of replies. One from William, one from Andrew, but I don't quite think they were grasping what I had said. But admittedly, I think I might have been looking at it slightly wrong. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bullets there. I sort of wish these were numbered, because you've got these sort of, what are they? Bullets upon a bullet. There's 3 of these here. Well, okay, they're notes. Well, that's a note. I don't know. They're a step in. They're part of this bullet. They're part of bullet 4, and I think that's maybe what I missed. So bullet 1 is add up your total experience points. Straightforward. Rally any weapons team, spotters and HQs on their fire site, team side to the good order side. Okay, straightforward. We didn't have to do any of that. Reduce all other LAT units to green experience level, except those set aside as prisoner guards. Well, we had 2 LAT units, a fire team and a paralysed team. They were both green anyway, but I understood that if I had assault teams, they would have to be considered green. So then, and this is the bit, it all happens in one. Now, I think William had maybe got it a little wrong, because he was saying that the LATs, you add the LATs after this step. Well, I know you add the replacements after this step, but not the LATs that you've got on the mission, because it tells you right there, reconstitute squads, HQs and company weapons teams, not attachments, with the LATs. So we had the mortar section, which is a weapon team, and we had 4 squads. Yeah, because we had 5 missing steps, and 3 were casualty steps, and we had the 2 LATs. So, but yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I'm okay now with that, but it is still a little bit fiddly. It's maybe not fiddly if you follow it properly, Grant, that's the thing. So, although still a little fiddly if you ask me, but and you know what I maybe should have done was have a look at these, because there might be, I've still never read through actually that's not true. Did I not read through them? I'm not sure if I have or not. It might be worthwhile to read through just to refresh myself. But I think I've got the grasp of it. So I guess my issue was that at what point did the squad that we were trying to reconstitute become line, full stop? No matter what's in it, it's line or it's veteran. Doesn't matter if it's built of this, that and the next thing. When does it suddenly become line? The 3 steps of it become line, or 3 steps of it become veteran. And my worry was that we're still looking at this other green step, but I think if I'd followed the steps, it would have been. So we reconstitute the squads with the LATs, and actually Martin has replied to it. Hang on, maybe this is quite important. I won't go through my full question initially. Oh, great. Right, okay, interrupted again, and I wouldn't be surprised if I've got more interruptions to come, but that's life. Right, yeah, like I say, I won't really go over the question. Go and look at the thread as experience levels between mission sequence. I thought I explained it reasonably well. But then Andrew came back talking about two-step green squads, and I thought, well, why? I'm not saying they're green, they're line to start with. I said that in my thing, but however, he was maybe trying to give some example. You know, but I thought I laid out my question pretty well, but okay, maybe not. And then he mentioned about the bit in the videos that he, as I pointed out in one of your videos, replacements arrive after any experience points have been used. Yeah, to be honest, Andrew, I never once talked about a replacement point. I talked about using the lat that I'd had carried over from the previous mission to add to this thing. But I get where I've also been getting a bit wrong, because when I add that lat, this is what I think happens now. When I add that lat, this is part of, see, there's the lat there that I'm going to add, but these three notes or whatever within bullet 4 are also part of bullet 4. So note that the original platoon assignment of a lat does not have to be tracked during the game. Lats can be used for reconstitution freely. Okay, well, that's good. We're using a paralyzed team that wherever it came from, we don't care. It's going to reconstitute. So, but this is one. This is part of bullet 4. Add experience to any steps you want in order to upgrade your squads, HQs, and weapon teams while reconstituting. So while you're doing this, while you're putting these lats in, it all happens at the same time. And I understand the replacements come later. I'm not fussed about replacements. I know that they come later. I'm dealing with this bit first. Which I think I've done. Admittedly, the first time I've done it, I did not do that. I put the replacements in, then I added the experience. I got it wrong there. But I understand that they come later. What my question was about what happens. The lat is green. The two steps that it's reconstituting with are line. So then when I go and fiddle about, but then that's when I've to add the experience. So my take on this is that this paralysed team is green. I want to reconstitute it with the 2 line steps. What I have to do is upgrade that lat to line. So I need to spend 1 point to move it from green to line. Then I've got 3 line steps in my squad. And if I want to make that veteran, I've got to then take the other 2 line steps, because I don't think I can upgrade that green, the one that went from green to line to veteran. But I can take the other 2 because they've not been upgraded, and upgrade them to veteran. So it cost me in total 7 experience points to do it that way. It cost me 7. That's what I see. I think Martin picked it up slightly different, and he thought it would cost me 9 because he was saying that I needed, but I don't think I need to. I think all I need to do is turn the paralysed team to line. 2 veterans in a line make a veteran. Yes, I'm looking at it here on another page. So I don't think I need to spend 9 points. I think I need to spend 7, but yeah. But yeah, the way Martin answered it, he says, I believe this is how it works. And he's got 1, reconstitute units from existing parts. Let's just say my paralysed team, existing parts, and add experience to units while reconstituting. Yes, and then step 2 is use replacements to rebuild remaining units. Well, I don't. If you watch the video eventually, you'll see that. Well, you probably watched it already because this is mission 2. I don't do the replacements till later. I do follow this. What I don't maybe do is do all this together at the one point, and I guess this is where my question was coming from. But however, I think I've got to the bottom of it. I think so. I've left it out there. I've added another bit with a question mark to see if that makes it any clearer. But I see I have been sort of wanting to do the lats first, then feeling like it was another bullet to go on to do the experience. Well, it's not. It's all part of this one bullet. So Yeah, I think I get it. Hopefully we're on the right page here as well. And like I say, I think William was saying that essentially you do experience points first, then you add the lats to make squads or add them to squads. I don't think that's right. I get the experience points first, then the replacements. But I mean, these aren't lats. These are 6 replacement points that you've got. So, to me, you do the lats here while you do the lats at the same time as you're building all your experience and whatever. So it's tricky, and there you go. I've sort of slipped up with it as well. And yeah, maybe these all explain it clearly, and Grant has just not read them. Which is rather silly, isn't it? Well, I did think I thought I had the gist of it, and well, not quite, not 100% anyway. Right, hopefully I've got it now. If there's any more that comes back of that, we can look into it more. But I'm pretty confident that Andrew certainly didn't mention anything that I had rebuilt my squads from the mission that I'd done previously. In a way that wasn't correct. So we did point out that replacement points come after, so obviously I'd done that wrong, in the wrong order. It is important, I get that, but this question was nothing to do with adding the replacements. I was fine with that. Okay, so we're on to mission 2, so let's just move on with that, and like I say, if any more comes to that, and if I'm still getting stuff wrong, then we can talk about it. It's going to be a long time before we're going to do that again. Getting right through this mission. So again, it's what is this mission 2? Cerisy offensive. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it or not, but probably not. June 11th to 19th, 1944. Initial contact with German paratroops. Mission details. It's an offensive mission. Its duration is 10 turns. Same again. Visibility daylight +0, same again. Map 4 columns by 5 rows. Well, we had 4 columns by 3 rows last time, so we've got an extra 2 rows to deal with. Enter from staging area below row 1. Yeah, got staging area set up with my Korea terrain deck, look. So, well, I've not really moved them, so, you may attempt this mission a total of 2 times. Mission goal: occupy and clear of enemy forces. Which again, I'm sure stands for what is it? Secure. Anyway, occupy and clear of enemy forces the primary and secondary objectives, and clear rows 1 through 4 of any enemy forces. So we don't need to clear the last row, but we do need to clear 1 through 4. So initial placements, we're going to place the primary and secondary objectives, any card of your choice in row 5. Place an attack position, any card of your choice in row 4, adjacent to either the primary or secondary objective. So it's just the same as the last time. It's just pretty much the same as the last time, except we've got 2 extra rows. So we're going to have to move a little bit quicker, etc. Our historical opponents are the 3rd Them division, right? Okay, I'm not going to try and pronounce that. I think I tried it before, and I'm just going to make a mess of it. So, we've got friendly HQ events. Right, what else have we got? We have 2 attachments this time. Whereas we had the artillery forward observer the last time, with 2 different high explosives and white phosphorus mission, 4 fire missions for the high explosives and 1 for the white phosphorus. Well, we've got that again. We've also got the mortar forward observer with his radio attached to the formation of the battalion 81mm mortar platoon. So that's him there. He's got high explosives and white phosphorus as well. You can see they're not quite as good modifiers. To the -5, we're getting a -3. However, in the last mission, when we had the artillery forward observer, the mortar forward observer this was not applicable, so he can actually carry out that as well. Try to work out how that goes, but obviously he only gets, these are the card draws that he gets, and the COHQ can do it this time as well. I don't think that was allowed last time. However, platoon HQs cannot. So, and then for the mortar, he's got 3 fire missions of the high explosives and 1 of the white phosphorus. And then this, I believe, is the battalion fire missions. I think. So regimental cannon company or whatever. So he's got a -4 for both of them. The artillery forward observer would draw 3. So the mortar 2 for the. So he's got 3 missions and 1 of the white phosphorus as well. So, I mean, our artillery forward observer is this, and our mortar forward observer is this. So this, I'm thinking, must be the battalion fire mission. So if we were to draw 3 burst icons, then I don't think we would use whatever we were using here. I think we would use this. I think I'm going to leave that there for now, and we'll see. That's my take on it, because there's not another attachment for that. It's not as if it's something different. And it can be operated by the call for fire from it can be from the artillery forward observer or the mortar. Yeah, but hold on, Grant. If they're getting so many card draws, you're going to have to know. That must be something totally different. This battalion fire missions are available. So that just means you target other cards. This is a separate thing, isn't it? Regimental cannon company or whatever. Yeah, okay. I'm maybe going to have a look into that to see what that's all about, to be honest. Okay. Right, and then, yeah, like I say, attachments. There's our experience points. Pretty much same again, I think. So 5, 4, and 3 for the primary, secondary attack position. Clear any other PCA marker, 2 per card. Clear any other PC, B, or C marker, 1 per card. Capture enemy prisoners, 2 per step. Enemy casualty, 1 per step. Perform a successful grenade attack, 1 per attack. Complete the HQ event marked with the asterisks that turn, 1 per event. Successfully evacuate a friendly casualty, 1 per casualty. So it's exactly the same experience-wise. And pretty much mission goals as well. So it's just, there's a bit more to do. Right, double checking across this side. Again, these are all potential contacts. That's for the counter-attack. That's their higher HQ events. So I've not done this yet. They've got a mortar spotter possibility and an artillery spotter. They're just the same. Yeah, the artillery spotter not applicable because it's only got 1 fire mission. It's automatic to start with. That's why that. Right. The hierarchy is defensive, which is the same. Tactics are hasty. Right. They weren't the last time, were they? So I need to remember that. We were deliberate the last time. Where's the... so on the other side, defensive, isn't it? Yeah, they were deliberate the last time, so now we're going to be looking on the middle column here for an enemy activity under hasty. So we'll need to watch and not make a blunder of that. Their experience is line, which is the same again, and their cover marker this time is foxholes. Now it's the default cover. If the package doesn't say they come in with any cover, they come in with foxholes. Right, ammo. Light machine guns get 6, heavy machine guns get 8. Remember, 1 step can only carry 6, but it's only if he moves that there's an issue. Yeah. A leader, if there's a leader involved, would get a rifle grenade. Okay, not 100% sure about how that works. Mortar section gets 6, and squad 2 Panzerfaust. That's like a... Is that a bazooka thing or something? Some kind of grenadey thing or something, isn't it? So, right, well, if we draw a squad, we're maybe going to have to find out a bit about that. Or maybe it's a thing that comes with them. Oh, yeah, there it's there. Hang on. Panzerfaust. So he's got 1 shot of that. Looks like point blank range. I think it's just a... Well, I'm saying it's just a grenade, but they can all do the grenade, don't they? Yeah, he starts with 2 shots. So he'll come in with that, and then he can spend 1, and then spend 2, and it goes away. Yeah, I'm not full sure what it does, like VOF-wise. And then the rifle grenades must be in here somewhere as well. Although I can't quite see them. Okay, good stuff. Right, so we'll set up, yeah, the last bit, potential contacts. So on rows... They're not randomised, so they're not going question mark side up. On rows 1 and 2, we're getting C's. On 3 and 4, we're getting B's, and then on row 5, we're getting the A's. Okay, so I'm going to go and set that up first, and then we'll look at where we're going to put our primary objective, secondary objective, and our attack position. Okay, right, there's all our potential contacts. Why is that looking? Is it maybe just dust on my phone? No, actually it's the plexi, isn't it? It just shows up a bit more. It looks like it's scratched. It's just kind of showing up there, maybe with the light. Yeah, it is a bit scratched a little bit. But it's still better, this, although you can see I'm going to have some issues. Well, I have left a space at the side here again and the side here, so we probably could move out 2 cards that way and stretch 2 cards that way, probably interfering with that a little bit. But once we get up to that top row, you can see that there's no space. We're at the edge of the world there, so yeah, we'll work something out when the time comes. That'll be a wee while away, yeah. So there's all potential contacts. C's on the first 2 rows, B's on the second 2 rows. So, sorry, C's on 1, C's on 2, B's on 3, B's on 4, and then A's on 5, row 5. Okay, so now we've got to decide where we're going to, first of all, where we're going to put our, oh, hang on, well, we could do these, not that these are, I don't know, are you ever going to not know, line of departures there, and then limit of advance as well. There, isn't it? Right, well, we've done that anyway. Right, so we've got objective, primary objective, secondary objective, and then attack position. So, obviously, you'll notice that way at the top there, we've got a village up there. So that would have been, well, it would have been ideal, but what's next to it is an open field. So, so it's kind of not great, that one, but I think we'd still probably go for that. I don't know. I mean, it's just when you're trying to hold it. So I'm going to go for the primary objective in the village, and then secondary objective. Well, actually, it doesn't need to be adjacent, does it? To be honest, I could put it in the hedgerow blocage. Don't think it needs to be adjacent anyway. Place primary and secondary on any card of your choice in row 5. Place an attack position. Place an attack position on any card of your choice in row 4, adjacent to either the primary or the secondary. So we could, but then, yeah, it just kind of means we've got to clear. Well, that might make some sense though. Okay, well, we'll do it. We'll go with that. So we're going to put that in the hedgerow blocage. But then that means the attack position is going to be in the open fields. Well, it doesn't have to be, Grant. It could be on this woods in the hill. Yeah. In fact, maybe this should be the primary and we should put the secondary across there. Well, I'm planning to be able to get them all anyway, so I just feel like you kind of want them together. You don't really want the gaps in between, I don't think, Grant. I think I'm going to play it a bit safer and put that in there. It does mean that once we've got in there, it's got white borders all around it, the open fields. That's probably silly, isn't it? Well, that doesn't really matter, that, does it? Oh, yeah, I don't think it's a biggie. So I'm going to put that in the Orchard Grove then. The attack position, and then we're just going to have primary objective there, secondary there. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just go with that. So we'll find out later that it's probably a mistake, and that open fields will struggle to hold on to it. Yeah, it does, Grant. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. Let's put the primary objective here the secondary objective in the village, and let's put the attack position here in the woods. It does kind of mean that we've got to, split off a bit and go up to the village there, but yeah, I'll go with that, I think. Right, that's that set up. We've got our PC marker set up, so now we need to set up our company and get ready. And with the addition we've got is a mortar forward observer, so we've got an extra step. And yeah, for anybody that's not watched the previous one, that is my third bazooka team. I can't find the counter for it, so still not. It must be in there. Well, that's not true. I suppose it could have disappeared at some point and never to be found again. I don't know if I opened up Fields of Fire 2, if I would, or even I've got the bulge thing as well. I don't know if there would be a counter on it there. I think that's okay. I can make do. I'll make it work. Right, let me set up my company then, and then we can get started. Is that only 26 minutes? That's not too bad. I've not had a stop then. That's not too bad. So I think I could probably get the first turn done at least. Right, so that's everybody set up. I've got COHQ and First Sergeant here with First Platoon. Second Platoon with the COXO in here. Second Platoon's got the Artillery Forward Observer attached. The First Platoon's got the Mortar Forward Observer attached. The First Sergeant has the 50 cal machine gun attached. Third Platoon HQ has the mortar section attached. Well, these aren't attachments. These are part of our company. It's these that both are being brought along with us. Now the second platoon of each. The second squad of each platoon has a rifle grenade. He's got his the wrong way around somehow. And first platoon has a machine gun, second platoon has a machine gun, third platoon does not. They all have a bazooka, 1, 2, and like I say, that's number 3. The Jeep, I guess, I don't think I'll bother with it again. I remember trying it out once, but yeah, I'm not so sure I'll bother. Yeah, and then that's that. So looking across, this is now our starting experience, and I will assuming that I have done things right, which I think I have, and okay, maybe not quite in the proper order, but I think after reading the comments, I still think it would have worked out the same, because I didn't try and upgrade the veteran ones that I upgraded were ones that were full of line steps. They didn't have a green step in them to mess me about and whatever. So we've got our COHQ at line now, and the XO at line. First Sergeant's still veteran, and we've got our platoon HQs all at line now, so that's good. So they're not getting the -1 for green. All the HQs. And then we've managed to put the second squad with a rifle grenade of first platoon to veteran, and the second squad of the third platoon to veteran. I didn't have enough points to do second, so we've got one in. So we need to remember that, because that's an extra card draw in certain circumstances. And then we were able to make the second weapons veteran, the 3 bazookas veteran. Still got the 50 cal and the first weapons at line, and the mortar sections at line. And there's all our fire support there. So the first 2 are the artillery ones, the second 2 are the mortar ones, and the third 2 are, might need to look into that a little bit to find out how that works. And then over the other side, not a lot here. There's artillery forward observer. He's attached to second platoon, line experience. Mortar forward observers attached first platoon, line experience. Now, you notice I haven't put anything here on the pyro signals. I moved some of them about. I've got some that are, I shimmied some about, because I figured after the comment from, was it Richard, about having the smoke and maybe having a squad go ahead with smoke. Well, I put all the coloured smoke with the platoons the platoon HQ, and he'll be able to. I mean, I think I can actually start with some of these on the actual squads, which might have made more sense, wouldn't it? Should I do that? Because it is going to cost the command to like pass one on, isn't it? And what I've done is I looked through the pyro signals again, and I really, the other ones just I don't really feel like I'm going to put them to use. So I've just left everything as ceasefire. So all these act as ceasefire. Well, all the covered stuff. The smoke does something different. The white phosphorus is the same as the smoke, but I want to say it can do some damage, or is that just if it's fired? I'm not sure. But the white phosphorus and the normal smoke's different. But all the covered smoke, they're just going to be a ceasefire. I'm just going to leave everything at ceasefire. That's why I've not wrote anything on the bottom of that. I'll just leave them all at ceasefire. That's fine. Yeah, what about starting off with a smoke then? At least one of the squads having a ceasefire smoke with them wouldn't be a terrible idea, would it? Of course, you might want to attach it to an assault team, but then he can pass it on, can't he? Oh, you know what? I'll just leave it, and if we want to give somebody a bit of smoke, then we'll just need to use the pickup action. The thing is, when they do it, they become exposed. So, is it not wise to maybe just have one for each platoon just now, Grant? Let me go on a wee look. I just went away and had a wee search on BGG just for the word asset, and it wasn't really very helpful. In fact, first bit came up saying that there was no holding box for a squad, so it was suggesting that it couldn't even carry anything. But I know that's wrong, because there's a section that tells you what it can all carry, can't it? So what I'll do is we'll grab, there's a yellow one from second platoon and a purple one, and we'll grab that green one, and we'll put these on. The thing is, if we're going to split some of these squads up though, aren't we? But remember, when it said detached team, any assets you can transfer that across, so that's not too bad a thought. So I think I'll put it with the third squad of each platoon. So we'll give that purple smoke, and that one we'll give it the yellow smoke, and the other one we'll give it the green smoke. And remember, all these, I'm just having all these act as a ceasefire order. So if he breaks down and we detach a team, we can leave the smoke with him, or I believe we can give it to the assault team. Then he could go forward, maybe have an action as ceasefire, and yeah. So, well, I'll do that anyway, because I never used any smoke last game anyway, and I'm pretty sure that that's all right. They can carry that with them. Okay, I think we're good to go. Are we? Yeah, I think so. I've shuffled up the deck. The terrain, obviously I just set the terrain out previously. We got a couple of hills, one here and one here. So this one being the attack position, that's what I kind of felt like being on that hill is maybe a good place to head for, isn't it? So yeah, and like I say, I laid them on the plexi, so I didn't want to try and deal them out while trying to record that. I didn't see the point in that. Okay, we're going to be ready to go, and our sequence of play. I'm not going to go through anything that I haven't, unless I've not been through it before, something else comes up, we'll have a look in the rules. I do have the nice rule book all printed out here still, and I'll hopefully just be able to keep it there. Space is a little bit more of a problem for me. I'm right at the edge here, but I can still get down and look at the staging area there, and as things move, I could move it up the plexi a little bit, the camera, so we should be good for that. Right, 34 minutes, so at least get a little bit of action done then, Grant. Okay, well, friendly higher HQ event does not happen on turn 1, that's where we're at. Remember, we've only got 10 turns, same again, Grant. It's not a defensive mission. It is so we're in the friendly command phase, and the battalion HQ is not on the map, so he is going to activate the COHQ, because the COHQ is carrying the battalion network. And yes. Okay, so COHQ becomes activated. One thing I did notice is that's the very edge of the plexi there. I had a little bit of space where I could put these counters. They're just hanging on there. Okay, I'm sure it's not an issue. I've squeezed things up a bit though, because there was a wee bit more space in between here as well. So, but once you get the plexi settled in, you kind of don't want to try and adjust it, or you're just going to make a mess of things. Okay, so COHQ is activated. We've got to draw a card for him now. Just coming back to look at the command draw modifiers, because remember now our COHQ is line. He's not green. So the bottom table there, HQ or staff is pinned. No, green. Well, that's what we suffered with in the last mission, a -1 every time for that. However, now we are line, and you can see that next mission we might be veteran and getting a +1 to that. Undercover, well, we eventually found out issues with that, and then if the HQ or staff's card is any of them, it's bad. However, the 1+1 we are going to get is for the current activity, which is no contact. And it is no contact because there's nothing happened. So we're not getting the -1 for green this time, but we are still getting the +1 for no contact. So we're getting a +1 to this draw. And yeah, so the big number, it's only a 3, but well, it could have been a 1 or a 2, I suppose. So 3 + 1 is 4. So that's okay. We can live with that. And so we're obviously in communication with everybody. Everybody's got a radio, and yeah, we're in communication with everybody because I put the first sergeant beside the COHQ. He's the only one in the staff that doesn't have the staff or HQs that don't have a radio. So I put him beside the COHQ so we could activate him as well. However, I think we just go and keep one command back and activate our 3 platoons. Yeah, because we're not really going to need the first sergeant or whatever. And then yeah, that's a good point. We're going to get to be able to save 4 commands now because we're line. Whereas obviously the first sergeant can still save 9, but that's the line. LV. Limited visibility, that is, Grant. Right, no, it's up here, 6. Yeah, line during the day, we can save 6. Veteran during the day, we can save 9. Veteran at limited visibility. The LV's limited visibility, that's what it is. So, and we were down at green. Remember, we were green day, we could only save 3, so now we can save 6. So that's really good as well. So we've got 4. I think, yes, we activate the 3 platoons, and you know what? We're then just going to save that last one, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So activate 1st, 2nd, and 3rd platoon. And I'll still use my little blue cube thing, I think, just to keep it going that way, because there will be on occasion, I know it's probably not really required right now, but if I get in the habit of it. So this is just to say that they have not been activated yet, and we're still in the activation segment. So we've activated the 3 platoons. They've not been activated. They will get to activate, but in the CO staff initiative impulse thing. Yeah. I know it doesn't look like that makes sense just now, but as things go on and we maybe don't activate some of these, it stops some confusion. So, okay, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd platoon are active. What do we want to do? Well, as usual, it's just kind of similar to before. We want to, like, well, yeah, I could take a chance. I could move a full squad up there. I mean, I could make a platoon move up there, but that would be probably a bit daft. Because all it needs is a potential contact here, placed here, and then it's firing on that whole card, you know. So, how many do we want to push? Do we want to push 1, 2, 3 onto 3 cards I mean, we could go all 4 cards. We do need to move a little bit quicker, but now potential contact C's. Again, I know. Where is it? That's a card there. Right, that's probably the one that we want. Right, the top half of the bottom half of this is a bit iffy. It's going to be more clear come the deluxe release, I would imagine. So for C's, at no contact, you're going to get a 4 card draw, and then it ticks down. If we draw that first one and we get a contact, and then we go to check the next one, we're only going to draw on 3, and then let's say we get 2 contacts and they're attacking 2 different cards, then we're engaged and we're only drawing 2 for the next. So it's tempting to push on. And like I say, we've got 2 more rows of cards to get. So okay, well, let's just activate the first platoon HQ right in the middle. Well, sorry, we've already activated him, but let's draw a card from him. So he's not undercover, but he's line as well, so he's going to get a +1. Because we're at no contact. That's right, yeah, we're at no contact, so he's getting a +1. So he gets a 2. So fortunately with the +1 makes it a bit more reasonable. So we've got 3, but I mean all of these are going to get the +1 because we're going to be at no contact until we've done all our activations and etc. Right, yeah, I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm going to spend 1 command to detach a team. So that knocks him down to 2. I'm just doing that off camera. He's down to 2 commands left. And we're going to create an assault team. Yeah, we've seen it all before, I don't know. And we're going to then spend 1 more command to move that assault team up into the gully draw here. That's me got 1 command left. He will be marked exposed, and yeah, and I think we'll save that last command. So we've saved 1. Right, on to yeah, maybe shouldn't have done him first. Actually, should have looked at one of the outside ones and then yeah. Well, actually, no, I could do that. Right, let's activate 3rd Platoon HQ now. Well, again, he's activated, but let's draw a card for him. So 3rd Platoon HQ, again, is a line. No contact, we get a +1. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Big 5, +1 is 6. So, and remember, we can save up to 6 as well, so it's not that we need to panic and say, oh, we've got to spend 3 commands and we don't really want to. Yeah, there's a temptation to send an assault team here or assault team here and then a squad into here. The rest of the squad into there, maybe. It's risky though. But right, so 1-3, we're going to spend 1 command. 1-3 platoon is going to detach itself and create an assault team. Yeah, I know, it's kind of boring, but it's what you've got to do to start with. Got to test the water, test the water. Let's see what's out there. Yeah, okay, and then I'm going to order it into the hedgerow bocage here. And that's going to cost me 1 more command, take me down to 4. Going to be marked exposed. I think because we've got the 4 commands. I think we're going to go for this. We're going to go for 4 contacts, and we'll we'll worry about it when it comes. So I'm going to push. I'm going to give 1 more command. Yeah, and I'm going to push the squad up into here, the 2-step squad, and that's going to be marked exposed as well. Now we've got 3 commands left, but I think that might be that. Yeah, he's going to save the other 3. So 2nd platoon, has been activated and needs to draw a card and gets a +1 as well because he's line, no contact. Good, we got a 4, +1 is 5. So we've got 5 commands for second platoon. Probably going to just save a bunch of them. But, yeah, I mean, unless we don't move up, I think we do. So same again. We're going to break 1-2 platoon down, detach a team. Costs us 1 command. We're down to 4. Oops. And an assault team. We spend another command to send that assault team forward. That costs another command. Takes us down to 3. He is exposed, and that'll be that. Yeah, we just need to see what's out there. So whether you would all do that or not, whether that's a bit too risky, I'm thinking like we've got a lot of cards to get through this time, so take a little chance. So I'm going to save the other 3 commands as well. So not a bad start. Being at no contact, we were able to save 3 commands for both second and third platoon. 1 command for first platoon and 1 for the COHQ. So not too bad there, because obviously now we're going to go into contact and worse, and then we're not going to get that +1 anymore. But the fact that our platoons and our HQs and staff are line now instead of green, we're not going to get the -1. And as for cover, well, I don't know. I found bits of it, because when you're undercover you get a +1 to your card draws. So if first platoon has got all his platoon under a cover marker, yeah, there's risks there, I know. But at least he's getting an extra +1 for that card draw, and then he can do what he likes with his platoon. But it is risky, isn't it? Okay, so that's our activation segment. So now we're on the initiative segment, and yeah, nothing's going to happen with us. We're just going to get 1 command. The XO in this for sergeant, if they're not activated, they just get 1 command. But I'm just going to get it and save it, and I'm going to do the same with the first sergeant. Just get the 1 command and save it, because they're not ready yet. We need to see what's in front of them. They're not going to go tally-ho and get in there. So now we're on to general initiative. Okay, so this is important. We'd love a 4 here, so that every one of these could seek cover, but the likelihood of that. So this is an unmodified draw of the initiative number, which is a smaller number. It doesn't get modified, and like I say, the higher the better, and that is not good. Well, it could have been worse. Right, so I guess as we probably want to go for the squad, since the other ones are assault teams. This guy's only got a base +1 cover, where, well, I say they've got a +2, but these 2, this is a white border coming in, so if the fire comes in from there, he only gets a +1. However, this guy's a bit safer, because the fire's got to come in from the side, and we know that the packages get placed in front, you know. So this guy's probably a bit the same as this, to be honest, with the +1. However, his package could appear here, and then it's firing across the green border. So yeah, let's seek cover for the squad, because it's a 4 card draw as well. Yeah, okay. So and we've done all this before. Yeah, if you're still watching from previous, then we've seen, like I say, when I do something that I've not done before. So seek cover, it's a 4 card draw because of the card that I'm using. It's got 4 cards, but it is modified, isn't it? Although we're line quality, the squad's line, the assault teams are line. What is it? Is it a move? It's a movement action, I think. That's not going the right way then, Grant. Tend to seek cover. It's a cover number plus or minus the experience, yeah. So the experience is a line, so it's not altered. And yes, so I'm going to draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're seeking cover for this guy in the hedgerow bocage, the squad. Yeah, I did say that he was probably getting the +2, but I think the fact he's a squad, we want to try and keep him. You know, we lose an assault team, it's not as bad as a 2-step squad. So, okay, we'll stick with it. We're looking for the word cover. Yeah, we get it right away. Good. 3, 4, 2 of them. Okay, so it's just basic cover. So +1 cover, and I'm going to start doing it. I started at the end of the last part by putting I think normally before I would put the cover on top, but it hides the exposed marker, so I'm going to put the cover on, then the exposed. Yeah, you've got to go digging to find what it is, but if the exposed is on top, I'm not going to forget about taking it off when it comes to time. Okay, that's all my stuff done. So over at the enemy, what are we at? 50 minutes. Yeah. Well, yeah, I suppose, to be honest, you're going to expect just a bit of introduction on the first playthrough, and then if I just finish this turn. Well, we've got our potential contacts as well, Grant. There's a bit to go. Yeah, we've got 4 contacts. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Right, there's no higher HQ event, because again, that starts on turn 2. There's no enemy activity check. There's no enemies yet. No capture, mutual capture and retreat phase. There's none of that. AT combat and vehicle movement phase. Sorry, I'm just cycling through the steps here. AT combat, fire mission update. There's not any fire missions there. Potential contact evaluation segment. Right, so we are there. So we've got 4 to randomise between. They're all C's, so we randomise all 4. If some of them had been A's or B's, you would have picked them first. So we're going to roll on a D4, if you like. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and simple. To see what the contact we're looking at first. On a 4 is number 4. So it's going to be this guy that's in the marsh here. So, okay. That probably wasn't good, was it? We kind of wanted... Because the more likelihood of the first contact is going to be the one that's going to come about, because we've already looked at this. And it's a C potential contact. Sorry, trying to lose the glare there. And we're at no contact, so it's a 4-card draw. But like I say, he's not in the best cover situation. So it's a 4-card draw to see if we find a contact there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want to say that we never drew a contact in any of the cards for cover, did we? Or was there one? Maybe. Right, anyway, let's go. So 4 cards. See if there's contact. No. 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 What's the cover? What's the cover? No contact. Okay. Well, good. I'm happy with that. So that comes off. Now, we've got to randomise between the 3 now. Remember, the contact level's still the same because nothing was found there. So, a 1, 2, 3. On a 3, we get a 3. So, this guy here this time. And again... Yeah, sorry, I was like wondering how it was 4 cards. And like, yeah, so it's 4 cards again because we're at no contact and it's a C. So deck's not shuffled, so the chances now, although I had an incredible run and no contacts in that last game, in the first mission, where it was like an amazing amount of cards I went through without drawing contact. Anyway, so 4 cards again, here we go. No. Yes, okay. And only the 1 as well, which wasn't great. We could have done another one once we've seen the 1. Okay, so we have contact here in the gully draw. So, oops. So what do they have, Grant? Well, let's get the mission book out and see. So it's potential contact C that we're looking at. And we need a D10 to find out what the package is going to be. So we draw a card and we get a 1. Yeah, a 1 on a D10. So it's incoming artillery, package number 2. Yeah, so that's not good. And we'll just roll on the package placement table just now. Well, sorry, this is the unit placement. That's the package placement table. But we've got incoming artillery, and I'll just roll on this just now. So this is a D10 as well to see where the spotter is going to be. On a 10, we get a 5. So he's going to be front at max line of sight. Okay. Oh dear. No, that's well, yeah, maybe. Right. Anyway, front of max line of sight, and it's package 2 incoming artillery. Right. So we go package 2 incoming artillery. Place a VOF PDF. Well, it doesn't place a PDF, but it places a VOF. So that's a yes. As a unit spotted, no. That doesn't come into it because we're already rolled. We're looking front max line of sight. So it's an incoming marker with a -4, and artillery forward observer spotter. He's the the incoming marker goes on the card, and the artillery forward observer spotter gets placed at front max line of sight. Okay, so that's what we're going to get. Artillery spotter, he gives a -4. He's going to under foxholes. Remember, that's the default cover. And he's not listing any cover there. And that's going to be the incoming marker that's going to go on the card. I want to say they've only got one fire mission. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what was going to be. Yeah, just double checking again there. You can see artillery spotter -4. It's not applicable to the draws because he's only got one fire mission and the first one's automatic. So there's not even any point me putting him down on the log, really. As long as we remember he's only got one fire mission, then he's gone. Right, so incoming on, it was this guy, wasn't it? So we have incoming, and that now means we cannot see outside this card, and nothing can fire through that card if they could before, or see through that card even. So front max line of sight, well, yeah, no, he is going to go further back, isn't he? Because this is not, there's no overhead. It's not a PDF though, Grant. It's not a PDF. So front max line of sight, I think he's going up here on the hill, the Orchard Grove on the hill here, which can see over the farm and in the gully draw. He can't go any further than that because that's an open field in this box line of sight. So I think that's right. And I want to say that there's not an issue. That he's not placing a PDF, so we're not firing through this. And the thing is, it's artillery we're calling in. We're not even affecting this. I'm going to go for that one. I'm going to go for that. So is one artillery spotter in his foxholes, calling in fire on the gully draw there. And one other thing, this is going to come off, however, we're going to flip this over and state that he is not spotted. So, however, he's only one mission and he's going away, so we don't really need to try and spot. We're not going to have time to spot him because he's just going to go away. But he might cause grief here before he goes. However, that's two PC markers being taken off. Right, we've got 2 to go. Oh, stop. We need to change our activity level. So now we are at contact. We have one card with one occupied card with a VOF on it. So that gives us contact situation. So now we're going to draw less cards for these potential contacts. Right, so again, there are 2 C's. This is a 1. This is number 1. This is number 2. We randomise between the 2. We get a 2. So this is the one we've got under cover. And yeah, so just looking now, we're at contact and it's still a C. So it's a 3 card draw. So I'm going to draw 3 cards and see what we get. Rally, no. Okay, so we get away with that one. So that comes off and all good there. And then finally this one, the activity level's not changed. So he's a 3 card draw as well. He's the last one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that's a no as well. So we've done okay there. We only got 1. and he's going to go away. So that's kind of, yeah, pretty decent. So yeah, once he's done his fire, we can then move everybody up onto the first row, really, without any risk of anything. Well, there's probably always a risk, but we've got to move forward, haven't we? We've got to achieve our goals, and that's that. Right, back to the sequence of play. So that was potential contact. Activity markers being updated. It is at contact, and that's that. Pinned recovery segment, there's nobody that's pinned. Combat effects segment, so here we go. So this guy is getting, he doesn't get the extra -1 for the terrain, so he's getting a -4 it was for artillery, and he's exposed, so he's -6, and because it's incoming, they get to pick the smaller number. And also, if it'd been firing across that border, it would be the smaller number. But that's not what's happening. He's calling fire in, and it's coming from above, so it's a smaller number. So -6, we're only getting a +1, so it's -5. So it's a bit grim looking. -5. Sorry, -4 is the as far as it can go. It can only go up to -4 or +6, either way. So -4 is a hit. Now, he's line quality, so we're looking under line. Oh, we got lucky. It's FC, so it means it's going to be a fire team. So he's hit. Did we get lucky with the fire team? Yeah, we do. There's a fire team on the other side. So he's hit as a fire team. He is, however, pinned. Pinned. Okay, so he was hit and he turned from an assault team to a fire team. So that's a result. That's a result. And then he's still marked exposed and pinned. Okay, all good. Combat effects done. Update ammo levels. Well, that's him had his fire mission. I'm not going to mark him on the boot because come the enemy activity check, he's just going to go away. I think he just goes away because he's no fire missions left. Is that not right? I think so. Well, if something else happens, I can... Yeah. So then clean up phase, remove pyrotechnic, smoke, illumination, expose, move fire, concentrate fire, booby trap, grenade, miss. Evacuate casualties, none of that. Enemies firing at cards without valid targets, none of that. It's not a defensive mission. And then adjust VOF, PDF, and activity levels. There's going to be none of that. So we're just going to take off these 4 exposed markers. And that'll be that. That was pretty decent. First turn, we never really got much grief. We got an assault team that turned into a fire team. We found a bit of cover there. Only found the one enemy, and he's only got 1 fire mission. So, yeah, pretty good. Right, that's, and then we don't need to adjust VOFs, PDFs, or the activity level. It's still contact, and yeah, but that's turn 1 done. So, that's kind of scary. You move on to turn 2 and you think, I'm still back here in the staging area, but you've got to gradually progress. Okay, well, I'll just wrap that up now. That's an hour, isn't it? So I do intend to come back for a little bit more because obviously there's never an awful lot to the first turn. And might not be that much more to the next couple of turns as well, maybe. But we'll see. Okay, I'll get away and get this uploaded and I'll be back soon. Okay, cheers.